Good evening, friends from Hope Collective. My name is Marcia, and I'm glad you could join us to celebrate the fourth week in our Advent journey together.
I'm Jim, and Hope Collective is a new faith community in Dayton, Ohio. Our mission is to develop inclusive communities where people discover sacred worth and calling.
Our core values at Hope Collective are empathy. We see people as people, not as objects, not as obstacles, but as people just like we are. Inclusion. We invite everyone to participate fully in our ministries regardless of the false walls that tend to separate us, including sexual orientation, ethnicity, gender, economics, politics, or race.
Trust. We are who we say we are. If your trust has been broken by a faith community before, we understand. Humility. We are confident in our calling and acknowledge that we are one church among many in which God is using to reach this community.
Advent translates from the ancient language of Latin meaning to come. And we might think of this movement as moving closer to the day of Christmas. And that would be true. But instead, what if we allow the hope, peace, joy, and love of Advent to move us closer to a loving relationship with God and others? Maybe each day as we move towards Christmas, we can take an action or say a word that moves us closer towards loving all people.
Tonight's word for our Advent journey is love. Often without knowing, we live and move between the ordinary and the divine, between the mundane and the mystery. Too often we forget that the love we give and the love we live is a sign of eternity, God with us right now.
In the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verses 34 through 35, these words are from Jesus, who said, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." These need to be words to live by as we remember to lead with love, to love others, to love ourselves, and to love God wholeheartedly.
We light the Advent candle tonight speaking the word love. Jesus embodies love and brings us God's love for ourselves and to share with others. Jesus gives us love.
Tonight we will close our time together a little differently with a Christmas poem, The Work of Christmas, by Reverend Howard Thurman, an American author, theologian, educator, and civil rights leader. Reverend Thurman reminds us that Advent and Christmas are just the beginning, a beginning of love given to us by God as we put our love into action. Here's his poem. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and the princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among brothers and sisters, to make music in the heart.
Thank you for being with us, and join us Thursday for Christmas Eve at 6 p.m.